Imagine being on top of the world, then suddenly finding yourself at rock bottom, a pariah. That's the story of Deshaun Watson, the NFL quarterback who went from Pro Bowl superstar to one of the most despised players in the league. How did it all go so wrong for Watson? And can he ever climb back to the top? Watson's journey began with incredible promise. Drafted 12th overall by the Houston Texans in 2017, he quickly became a star. In just his second season, Watson earned his first Pro Bowl selection, a feat he repeated in 2019 and 2020. His talent was undeniable, and in 2020, he led the entire NFL in passing yards with an impressive 4,823 yards. At this point, Watson seemed destined for greatness. His career arc was very similar to Patrick Mahomes at that point in their careers. Watson was the golden boy of the NFL, a franchise quarterback with a bright future ahead. But as we know, the path to success is rarely smooth. Watson's story was about to take an unexpected turn, one that would challenge everything he had worked for. What happened next would shock the football world and leave fans wondering if Watson could ever reclaim his former glory. Watson's career with the Houston Texans started with incredible promise. His electrifying play on the field had fans and analysts alike buzzing with excitement. The Texans saw Watson as their franchise cornerstone, the player who would lead them to Super Bowl glory. In September 2020, they made their commitment official, signing Watson to a massive 4-year, $156 million contract extension. This deal made him one of the highest paid players in the league and seemed to cement his place as the face of the Texans for years to come. But just as Watson's star was shining brightest, dark clouds began to gather. In March 2021, the first of what would become numerous civil lawsuits were filed against Watson. These legal issues alleged sexual misconduct during massage therapy sessions. The accusations sent shockwaves through the NFL community and instantly tarnished Watson's once pristine image. As the number of lawsuits grew, reaching 22 by April 2021, Watson's relationship with the Texans began to crumble. The team found itself in an impossible situation, caught between supporting their star player and addressing the serious allegations against him. The uncertainty surrounding Watson's future with the team and in the league cast a shadow over what had once seemed like a perfect partnership. The legal troubles not only impacted Watson's reputation, but also put his career on hold. He didn't play a single snap for the Texans in the 2021 season as the legal process unfolded. Fans who had once cheered his name now questioned his character, and the NFL launched its own investigation into the allegations. In a surprising turn of events, the Cleveland Browns saw an opportunity in Watson's uncertain situation. In March 2022, they made a bold move, trading for the embattled quarterback. The Browns didn't just acquire Watson, they doubled down on their commitment to him with a record-breaking contract. The 5-year, $230 million fully guaranteed deal raised eyebrows across the league and set sky-high expectations for Watson's performance. But Watson's fresh start in Cleveland hasn't gone according to plan. His debut with the Browns in 2022 was a far cry from the electric performances fans had grown accustomed to in Houston. In his first game back, after serving an 11-game suspension, Watson posted the worst passer rating of his career. It was a stark reminder of how much time he had spent away from the game and how much work lay ahead to regain his form. The 2023 season brought new challenges for Watson. Injuries, which had rarely been an issue earlier in his career, began to take their toll. A season-ending shoulder injury limited him to just 6 games, further hampering his ability to find his rhythm and prove his worth to the Browns. The numbers paint a clear picture of Watson's struggles since joining Cleveland. In 12 games over 2 seasons, he's thrown for just 14 touchdowns with 11 interceptions. These statistics are a far cry from the Pro Bowl caliber play that once defined his career. The Browns' investment in Watson has yet to pay dividends on the field, leaving fans and analysts questioning whether he can ever return to his previous level of play. As Watson looks to the 2024 season, he faces an uphill battle. The pressure to perform is immense, given the massive contract and the team's investment in him. Critics are quick to point out his shortcomings, and many are openly rooting for his failure. The Golden Boy image is long gone, replaced by that of a controversial figure fighting to salvage his career. As Deshaun Watson faces the 2024 season, he's not just fighting for his career, he's battling for redemption. The Cleveland Browns are pulling out all the stops to help their embattled quarterback succeed. Their latest move, bringing in Ken Dorsey as the new offensive coordinator. Dorsey's mission is clear: create a dynamic offense that plays to Watson's strengths and reignites the spark that once made him a Pro Bowl sensation. But it's not just about the X's and O's on the field. Watson knows he needs to change his mindset too. In his own words, he's focused on, quote, blocking out all the bullshit, unquote, as he prepares for the upcoming season. It's a blunt but honest admission from a player who's been under intense scrutiny both on and off the field. This no-nonsense approach suggests Watson is done making excuses and ready to let his play do the talking. The pressure on Watson is immense. The Browns didn't just trade for him, they went all in with a record-breaking contract. We're talking about a 5-year, $230 million deal that's fully guaranteed. That's not just an investment, it's a statement. The Browns are betting big on Watson, and now it's time for him to deliver. Watson's journey to this point hasn't been easy. Injuries have plagued him, limiting his time on the field and his ability to build chemistry with his teammates. In just 12 games over 2 seasons with the Browns, he managed only 14 touchdowns while throwing 11 interceptions. These aren't the numbers of a franchise quarterback, let alone one with the highest guaranteed contract in NFL history. But there's hope on the horizon. The Browns are making moves to surround Watson with talent. It's a sign that the team is still committed to building around their quarterback despite the rocky start to his Cleveland career. Peyton Manning, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game, has weighed in on Watson's situation. Manning emphasized the importance of rhythm and relationships with coaches and teammates. It's a reminder that success in the NFL isn't just about individual talent. It's about how the talent meshes with the team around it. For Watson, this means putting in the work to build those connections and find his groove within the Browns system. As we enter the 2024 NFL season, all eyes are on Deshaun Watson. This isn't just another year for the Cleveland Browns quarterback. It's a make-or-break moment that could define the rest of his career. After a tumultuous few years filled with legal troubles, injuries, and disappointing performances, Watson faces a critical crossroads. Can he silence his critics and justify the Browns' massive investment, or will he continue to struggle under the weight of expectations? The Browns aren't leaving anything to chance. They've made strategic moves to set Watson up for success, starting with the addition of wide receiver Jerry Jeudy. This explosive playmaker joins an already talented receiving corps featuring Amari Cooper and tight end David Njoku. With these weapons at his disposal, Watson has no excuses when it comes to finding open targets downfield. But it's not just about the players on the field. The Browns have also shaken up their coaching staff, bringing in Ken Dorsey as the new offensive coordinator. Dorsey's task is clear: design an offense that maximizes Watson's strengths and helps him to rediscover the form that once made him a Pro Bowl quarterback. Watson himself seems excited about the new scheme, saying, quote, "I think it's going to get a little feel of Kevin Stefanski and that NFL style, and then you're going to get a little Dorsey and that college style," unquote. This blend of approaches could just be what Watson needs to jumpstart his career. For the Browns to be competitive in 2024, analysts suggest Watson needs to improve his statistics to around 25 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. It's a lofty goal, but one that's necessary, given the team's investment in him. Speaking of investment, let's not forget the elephant in the room, Watson's contract. The 5-year, $230 million fully guaranteed deal he signed with the Browns is unprecedented in NFL history. With that kind of money comes sky-high expectations. Every incomplete pass, every interception, every loss will be scrutinized through the lens of that massive contract. Watson knows this, and he's focused on blocking out the noise and concentrating on his performance. But even if Watson can silence his personal demons and regain his form, he faces stiff competition in the AFC. The conference is loaded with elite quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow, players who are consistently leading their teams deep into the playoffs. Watson was once mentioned in the same breath as these stars. Now, he's fighting to prove he still belongs in that conversation. The good news for Watson is that he won't have to do it all alone. The Browns have built a strong defense that should take some pressure off the offense. This could allow Watson to focus on making smart plays rather than feeling the need to be a hero on every down. It's a recipe that has worked for other quarterbacks looking to rebuild their careers, and it could be the key to Watson's resurgence. Deshaun Watson's journey from NFL star to Outcast and now potential comeback story is a roller coaster of highs and lows. He went from leading the league in passing yards to facing numerous legal issues, ultimately landing in Cleveland with a record-breaking contract. But can Watson silence his critics and justify the Browns' massive investment? His performance so far has been disappointing, with more interceptions than touchdowns in his Browns career. The 2024 season is crucial for Watson to prove he still belongs among the NFL's elite quarterbacks. As he works to rebuild his image and reclaim his on-field success, Watson's story reminds us of the power of redemption in sports. Will he rise to the challenge and write a new chapter in his career, or will the pressure prove too much? Only time will tell if Watson can transform from a cautionary tale into an inspiring comeback story.